the Giants' turn to try and answer. And here's Saquon Barkley. And he's off to the races. The 30, the 20. Saquon for 6. Deep to right field. Oh, baby. Put it on the scoreboard. The kid has done it again. Jordan. Open. Chicago with the lead.
Ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant, good morning to everybody. How is everybody doing here on the Lewis Sports Network? It is Go Lewis coming back at you once again with another live stream with yet another video. I am a little bit early, so salute to you guys. I'm right now currently at work, but I got a chance to make this quick video before I come on later on tonight. So if you guys haven't, man, make sure to check out tonight's stream where as I preview the Lakers and the Heat, and then also I will display my comments on the Doc Rivers firing. But again, salute to everybody in the chat. How is everybody doing? Hope everybody is having a wonderful morning so far. And if you are at work, hope everybody is having a wonderful productive day. Salute to the LSN Mod Squad. How is everybody doing? Today's video is going to be on a group that I honestly believe does not get enough credit for the foundation that they laid and the groundwork that they laid in WWE history. And that is the gentleman right behind my background. And I call these guys the Nation of Domination. They don't get enough credit for what they did for wrestling. And it's a shame that they don't get the recognition that they deserve because it's spearheaded by, a lot of good, talented men, that's right behind me. And I will talk to these guys in a moment, but let me just check the chat in a little bit real quick. Salute to you guys. Shout out to Buck Skull Gang House. Appreciate you coming. Hi, Lewis Sports. He says, so happy because the Tampa Bay Lightning are the Stanley Cup champions. I'm not a big hockey fan, but I did see that the Tampa Bay Lightning, they did win the Stanley Cup, so congratulations to them. I know they won, I believe it was 2-0. I forgot what team they were playing, but they did win. So happy for them. Congratulations to the Tampa Bay Lightning. Again, that's awesome. Congratulations to them. I will say that hockey for me gets very exciting by playoff time. I think that the playoff intensity of hockey is always, fun to watch. I just wish there were fans in the stands. It would be really cool I think that you can feel the intensity when you're at home, as long as with the people that are actually there at the arenas watching. So that would have been cool, but unfortunately, that's not the way it is. But hey, congratulations to the Tampa Bay Lightning on winning the Stanley Cup. That's all I can say. Salute to Ryan. What is good with you, bro, man? What is going on, man? This is Rarity. This video isn't going to be that long because, like I said, I got to get right back into work. But I'm going to, I wanted to do this. For those who are not able to watch the stream, just make sure to catch the replay. Make sure to like the video as you guys come in. Also, make sure to like the video as soon as this video is done and uploaded on YouTube. Make sure to also, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Also, if you are just share this on your social media platforms. I always urge you guys to do that. That always helps the channel grow. And again, let's get as many likes as possible because it does well for the YouTube algorithm. Okay, so now that I've got the pleasantries out the way, let's get on to this video. So the gentleman to my right in the background is how the Nation of Domination actually got started. And his name is Farouk, also known as Ron Simmons. Ron Simmons went to Florida State University, was a linebacker in football. He's in the Florida State Hall of Fame. He's a real American, real man's man. Doesn't get enough credit for the work that he did in the wrestling business, I think. I thought he had some great work when he was in, in all of the regional territories and then eventually in the NWA, obviously with WCW. Ron Simmons is universally known as the first African-American heavyweight champion in history. He won the belt over Big Van Vader, who I was also a fan of. I think Vader is another athlete to me that was very underrated in terms of work in the ring that doesn't get enough credit either. And I'll do a future video on Vader. He beat Viv Van Vader for the WCW championship. I think it was August 12th of 1992. And I remember he got him with his famous power slam. Let me tell you something about Farouk's power slam. his power slam was so awesome to watch. I just love Farouk's power slam. And Farouk displayed a lot of power. Farouk was a great athlete. He was just awesome in the ring. He was awesome in the ring. I know a lot of people today know him for his when he does that, damn, and those segments like that. But what and that's what he's remembered for in WCW, becoming the first African American heavyweight champion. When he came into the WWE in '96, Farouk came in this like gladiator outfit, and he had this, silver helmet that just looked so weird on him. And I remember he started that little angle with Ahmed Johnson. I think it was in late July of '96. But I was like, yo, that dude looks terrible. Like, who decided to put him on that outfit? It just didn't look right. And I remember Tammy Stitch, aka Sonny, was his manager. That didn't work out too long. I think the last gimmick that he had with that was when he lost to Mark Merrill for the Intercontinental Championship, with the whole angle where Sonny put a brick in her purse. And I remember Sonny and Sable had a thing going. I know that they had a personal beef rivalry to this day. I don't know how the beef is now, but I know those two, they couldn't stand each other behind the scenes. So there was a lot of beef between them backstage. But so Farouk drops the gimmick. I thought that gimmick just didn't suit well for him. It just was terrible. I don't know if that was Vince's idea, but if it was Vince's idea or whoever on creative team decided to do that, it was just terrible. It was not good. So he drops that gimmick, and then he decides to come over. I don't think Farouk also gets enough credit for this getup, his ring attire, and starting the Nation of Domination. Anyway, the wrestling version of the Black Panther Party. I just love the look. I don't think it just gets its just due. I think it was a great look for Farouk. I thought it gave him a new character, and I thought that it was something that could be very well put. I thought if he had a faction, I thought it was going to be great. I didn't know how long that this gimmick would last, to be honest. But I thought that it was a good gimmick to start, and it was a good change as well. And I know he had, Crush? He had Sabio Vega. If we're talking about the original members of the Nation, D'Lo Brown, who actually helped with. I remember he was in the King of the Ring, I think, just a couple of years ago, and he was one of the doormen that would open the door as the people would come in. So then he was part of the Nation of Domination. He came in late '96 and was just part of the group. He didn't wrestle. He just was just part of the group. And it was highlighted with him and Farouk. Actually, no, more so Farouk in the segment, and I should say angle with Ahmed Johnson. Ahmed Johnson, I felt, had talent. I just felt that for some reason Ahmed was not able to put it together. I just felt that some people were saying that Ahmed was underrated. I thought he had a very cool finisher. His Pearl River Plunge was one of the coolest finishing moves I've ever seen. I thought it looked awesome when he did it. He had a lot of potential. I don't think he was able to put it together. His career wasn't long enough. I'll get into Owen Hart in a sec, and salute to Ryan on that. But continuing. The Rock was known as Rocky Maivia. He had just debuted at Survivor Series in '96, and he was known as Rocky Maivia. That gimmick was not good, just because of the fact that people were starting to get tired of seeing that whole goody good. It was starting to transition into a more attitude-ish era, and you have to really think there were really little small snippets of it happening in '96. Like with Diesel and with Razor, aka Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. There's a promo that Scott Hall did back in February of '96 when he was in the angle with Goldust. I think it was the February 19th edition of Monday Night Raw. You guys should watch the promo after that match. And then you'll see what I mean by it was starting to kind of turn a little bit into an attitude-ish type era. And then if you look at the angle with Goldust and Piper, when the Ultimate Warrior came back in '96, and he had some angles with Jerry the King and even Goldust as well. Also look at Diesel and how he flipped the Undertaker. It was slowly but surely starting to transition into that. So getting back into the Nation of Domination, you had Crush, Clarence Mason, who was the manager of Owen Hart and the Bulldog, and he was the personal lawyer consultant of James E. Cornette. he ended up going to the Nation of Domination. I forgot the names of the people who they would rap the theme, the Nation of Domination theme when Farouk would come out. So they had those guys. So they had them. It was a really nice gimmick, and the Ahmed Johnson thing, I thought it was good. It wasn't great in terms of their angle, but it was okay. Eventually, Savio Vega joined. Then you had obviously Farouk decided to get rid of Crush and Savio because he felt like they was not quote unquote part of the new nation. So he got rid of them. Eventually, Kama Mustafa, aka Charles Wright, Mr. Papa Shango. I thought he had a really nice, interesting look. I thought his Kama character was a little bit underrated. I thought he did a wonderful job here as Kama Mustafa in the Nation. You know the motto, by any means necessary, and they pretty much they pump the right fist up in terms of the salute. That was the motto when they would come into the ring. And then eventually The Rock, he joined this group in August of '97 after the Rocky Maivia gimmick failed, and I believe he blew his knee out, so he was out for 2 months. It happened, I think, in a match, and because of that, he ended up taking time off. But then The Rock realized that Rocky Maivia gimmick was not working and decided to go to Vince and creative team and said that he needed to change. And also, I believe it was Bruce Pritchard and I believe JR who were saying that he should change into The Rock and how he should talk in third person. So he did that. It didn't happen exactly at first, but then he joined the Nation by screwing over one of the people from the Disciples of Apocalypse, aka DOA. That's actually the group that Crush ended up going into after he was kicked out of the Nation and formed his own, obviously, WWE creative team. And The Rock was born. So The Rock was born in the Nation. I thought it was a great thing for him because it got a chance for The Rock to develop his personality. The Nation was such a great faction that doesn't get enough credit. I love the moments that they had with the Hart Foundation. They really try to exemplify this, preeminent on what it meant to be a black man. So it was real interesting. I felt that their promos felt real, and they don't get enough credit. Just take a listen to some of their promos, like in late '97, especially when they had the little angles with the Hart Foundation. If you listen, it was awesome because you got the honesty feeling of issues that happen in America that have been happening in America. Like, for example, just take a decade or just take an era. For example, if you look at the 50s and 60s, and you look at the height of racism, they brought that into the storyline of the faction with the Nation of Domination. And I thought that was really genius and creative by creative team and by Vince to do that. And give credit to those guys as well. But Ron Simmons, who ends up not only having success with the Nation of Domination, but when he does leave them, he joins his best friend, John Bradshaw Layfield, aka Bradshaw, and they form the Acolytes. Very successful tag team, and eventually they become the APA. They develop the Acolyte Protection Agency. The APA was one of the best things to ever happen in the WWE, and they were one of the most stacked teams that happened in the Attitude Era. I love the APA. I'll be doing a future video on the APA, another tag team that doesn't get enough credit for their impact. A lot of people, including myself, we love the APA stable, and we always loved when they would play cards and they would drink beer, and then they would have the whole staple door for people to knock in just for their services. It was awesome. So then The Rock, he eventually became, he became Intercontinental Champion. His angles with Stone Cold, I think, don't get enough credit for the ones in '97. I thought they were very good. Obviously, the ones where him and Austin were in the main event, obviously those are the most successful and they were greater. But I think that their Intercontinental Championship feud with Austin going against the Nation is actually very underrated and doesn't get enough credit. I think that creative team and those guys did a wonderful job, with those angles. D'Lo Brown. We already know what The Rock, represented. Obviously, he became a multiple-time WWE champion, became the face of the company. Merchandise sales went up. You name it. The Rock just became a main event star. He was the blue chipper of the group, and you knew he was special. you didn't know how special at first. You knew he was going to be good, but what The Rock became, I don't think anybody really expected him to be. I mean, this is the one guy that transitioned from the WWE to Hollywood very smoothly. Very, very smoothly. Doesn't get enough credit for that. And really paved the way for a lot of, actors in the WWE to be able to take roles, in movies. When at one time when Hulk Hogan was doing it, it was kind of like you had to choose between do you want to be a movie star or did you want to be, in wrestling? So, and remember, movie stars, like wrestling stars, they're actors. It's a bit different, but you're reenacting pretty much scenes in terms of your wrestling and that. But The Rock is pretty, it's pretty awesome what he was able to accomplish in his career, and still going strong, obviously, with his movie career. So, big ups to The Rock in terms of what he was able to do as the people's champion, as the corporate champion, as a member of the Nation of Domination. You had Hollywood Rock, in 2003. That's another thing too. I think that, and I'll be doing a future video on that. I don't think The Rock gets enough credit. The thing with his heel character, it was hard not to like. It was hard not to like him, even when he went heel in 2003. That's the crazy part about it. It was very hard. That is crazy. So then Ryan says Owen Hart. Yes, I'll get to Owen Hart and I'll get to Mark Henry in a second. So getting to Papa Shango, aka Charles Wright, aka the Godfather. So Papa Shango, that's how he started in the WWE. I thought it was an underrated character. Again, doesn't get enough credit. Then he becomes Kama Mustafa with the $1 Million Corporation. And then obviously he comes into this new nation with Farouk and The Rock and D'Lo Brown. That's Kama Mustafa. He eventually changes his name to The Godfather, but that was under the leadership of The Rock when they knocked Farouk out of the group, because The Rock was really he was becoming a huge star. And the new nation involved, as I'm going to mention, Mark Henry. And before I get to Mark Henry, The Godfather, when Charles Wright changed to The Godfather, it was his most successful gimmick. Everybody talks about the whole train and all that kind of stuff, and it was purely entertaining. It was awesome. Anytime his music, and he would have the hose come out, and the crowd would get all excited, and then he would do his thing. Everybody, it's time once again for everybody to come aboard the whole train. Now he'll go. Now I ain't the only one. Is there any pimps up in this house? And then he'll go, that the Godfather be pimping hoes nationwide. And then my favorite line, as he always like to say at the end of the segment, he'd be like, yo, I want y'all to light a fatty for this pimp daddy. Light that blunt and say, pimping ain't easy. Like, that was just, I love that, man. But I love what he did with the Nation of Domination. He really took it serious. They had a lot of fun doing it. And Charles Wright deserves recognition for helping the nation become as powerful and one of the best staples, underrated staples as it became. So Farouk, salute to you. The Rock, salute to you. Charles Wright, a.k.a. The Godfather, salute to you. Kama Mustafa. Now let me get to D'Lo Brown. D'Lo Brown, successful. Very good worker. I liked his charisma. He had very good charisma. And he was actually nice to listen to on the mic. He was actually good. He won. He was a European champion. He was an Intercontinental champion. At first, he did not wrestle. He was just part of the group. But then eventually developed character. And then he really shined. He really, really did shine when he was with The Rock. When The Rock became the leader of the new nation and everybody turned on Farouk. So I think D'Lo was very good. I know D'Lo. I know he wrestled around the world. I also know that he was in TNA as well. And I thought he was very good there. D'Lo was, for somebody who weighed 270 pounds, very athletic. Underrated athleticism, doesn't get enough credit for the work that he did. Very, very good worker. And D'Lo was awesome. D'Lo was awesome. One of my favorite matches that The Rock did while he was in the nation was that ladder match at Madison Square Garden between him and Triple H in the summer of 1998. It was August 30th. One of the great ladder matches in wrestling history, WWE history. Just a wonderful match, great match. And that was when the Nation of Domination and D-Generation X, another staple, but this is with Triple H's group. So if you look at the original versions of both of these factions, the original version was Farouk, and then the original was Shawn and Triple H, which was the original. After that, it became The Rock was the leader of the new Nation, and then Triple H was the new leader of the new DX. And they pretty much battled over, pretty much all the summer of 1998. Pretty entertaining stuff. At the height of the Attitude Era, as you guys can see on the little banner that I have on the right side of the video. So yeah, it was a big staple of the Attitude Era. So it was pretty awesome, guys. A lot of segments. We have the Jason Sensation when DX imitated the Nation. I thought that was great TV. Great TV. So now when I get to Jason Sensation in a bit, let me just get to so after D'Lo, got to talk about Mark Henry. Now, Mark Henry, first, he was very raw when it came to his work in the ring. So before I continue, let me just check into the chat real quick. Ryan says, do you think APA should have been a part of the TLC match at WrestleMania 17 going up against Edge and Christian, 3D, and the Hardys? It's tough to say because the APA are one of the great tag teams, but I just think when you look at the element, it really wouldn't have suited them because, remember, Edge and Christian were known for the concerto, for the chairs. The Dudleys were known for the tables, and then the Hardys were known for the ladders. So I think when you think of TLC, you think of those three teams because those guys, they used – the Hardys were known for the ladders, and they were known for taking high risk off those ladders. So that's why it made sense with them for them to use ladders. It was like the APA – they were just about power and strength, and they were just about kicking ass. So they were just about kicking people's asses. Their staple was more so bar fights. So if you wanted to do bar fights, yeah, that could definitely be, something that they would be, because they did a lot of bar fight matches. Like they would go into the bar. I remember when they first, they moved when the Undertaker and the Big Show did the whole Unholy Alliance gimmick. Their staple, that's when the APA kind of became their own team and they really developed a lot of attitude. And so what happened was once the Undertaker was gone and Big Show was kind of doing his thing and then he eventually became champion, the APA kind of really became their own guys, man. So they drink beer, they go to bars, they kick people's, they just kick ass. They're more so the bar fight scene. That's what those guys are. So that's how you got to look at them. So I don't think they would have fit in that WrestleMania 17 faction because what they would have had to done is the APA would have had to be using something that really spells what they're about in terms of their prop, and then they would have to find a way to blend them in. But I don't think they would have blended into that match because TLC fits perfectly with the Dudleys, Edge and Christian, and the Hardys because each of them had a specialty in what they used. Hardys, ladders, because they love taking risks. Edge and Christian love the concerto, the double chair shot. And then the Dudleys, who they love putting people through tables. So it fit perfectly, honestly. I don't see the APA, they wouldn't have fit into that match. He's a member of the Bone Street crew. Baggers. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Okay. D'Lo always made me laugh with shaking his head going to the corners of the ring. Oh, yeah. He would do it when he would even come down to the ring. He'd be like, that'd be D'Lo Brown. So it's crazy, man. But D'Lo was entertaining. D'Lo was underrated in his charisma. Doesn't get enough credit. So with Mark Henry, it took him a while to become what Mark Henry eventually became. And he's in the Hall of Fame now. Congratulations to Mark Henry. But Mark Henry was very good. He had decent mic skills. Mark Henry obviously was the powerhouse. He joined the Nation in early '98 because he was known as the Olympian Mark Henry when he first came in. But his skills were not really up to par at that time. I know he had a lot of segments. He was Sexual Chocolate Mark Henry. I thought that was one of his funnier gimmicks. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was great. Eventually, Mark Henry did win some championships. He was able to win the ECW title, and then eventually he won the World Heavyweight Championship. Oh, he got that shake from the Friday movie? Oh, wow. Okay. Didn't know that. That's interesting. Cool. I did not know that. So thank you for telling me that, Ryan. So yeah, Mark Henry won gold. He was an Olympian. He did powerlifting, weightlifting at the Olympic Games. I remember Kurt Angle made fun of the fact that Mark Henry finished, I think it was 18th, while Kurt finished first, but that was different. It was two different sports that they were doing at the time. So, but I think it was all part of storyline. But it's whatever. But Mark Henry, another underrated guy, has done a lot for the community. Very intelligent guy. Doesn't get enough credit for how smart he is. Really, very articulate. Same with The Rock. Very articulate brothers, man. All of these guys, Farouk and all these guys, man, just very smart in life. Like they know, you can tell that they've been through a lot, and these are guys that you honestly can really learn from in terms of career. So yeah, Mark Henry, successful. Won a couple of world titles. He was great. He was great. And last but not least, I got to mention this. It'd be crazy to mention this guy if I didn't think that he would be, if he didn't get mentioned. Salute to Alex Sports Network. What's up, guys? Make sure to go subscribe to Alex Sports if you guys have not. Go subscribe to his channel. Just an awesome YouTuber. Does Giants and Brooklyn Nets games. Just awesome. Ryan says, I thought Henry and Kurt should have had a match at WrestleMania for sure. I know that they competed for the world title during the days of SmackDown in 2006. That I know. That they competed. I don't know about WrestleMania though. I don't know. I really don't know about that one. I don't know if they would have made a match with them at WrestleMania. I know they did with Mark Henry and Undertaker at WrestleMania 22 in the casket match. But it's weird. I felt like the Kurt Angle Undertaker match that happened at No Way Out, that could have been a WrestleMania match. It had a WrestleMania match type of feel. So I felt that they actually could have booked that. But I know that the storyline, it was for Ray to win the title, especially because Eddie had passed away, in 2005. So the narrative was for Ray to win because he did win the Royal Rumble. He ended up losing via storyline to Randy Orton for his number one contendership, but then ends up winning the title at WrestleMania when Teddy Long books him in a triple threat match. You know how Teddy is with these tag team and triple threat matches. That's how Teddy Long is. But getting back to this guy, I would be remiss if I didn't say his name, and that would be the late great Owen Hart. Just in my opinion. And I love Bret the Hitman Hart. Don't get me wrong. I love Bret. I just feel like from a pure athlete standpoint, when you look at the Hart family, I felt like Owen was the best wrestler out of the kids that got into wrestling. When I think of Bruce, when I think of Keith, obviously Bret was the most successful Hart brother out of all Hart brothers. But I felt like when it came to overall talent, I think Owen was the best of the group because Owen had charisma. Owen could do things that not even Bret can do. The only thing was Owen didn't take the business seriously to where he could have been. Owen possibly could have been bigger than Bret. He could have been bigger than Bret. There was a possibility he could have been bigger than Bret, but he didn't take the business as serious. But I thought that he was arguably more talented than Bret. I thought Bret was excellent in being able to tell stories in the ring because Bret was a very good in-ring psychologist. Owen could do the same thing. He could do the same thing, but I just felt his skills were a little bit more superior than Bret, though. Yeah, exactly. Owen. Yeah. Oh, that's right. They did wrestle at the Royal Rumble in 2006. That's right. And then that was when The Undertaker came out and wanted a chance at the world title. You're right, Ryan. He also said he got away. Owen had a more feel and charismatic. He was a charismatic. Yeah. Owen signed with the WWE in '88. He was with High Energy with Coco Beware. I think they were the first black and white tag team, I think, in wrestling history, I believe. I don't know if it's WWE or wrestling history, but I know that they were the first black and white tag team. And they were known as High Energy. And that same song that Coco Beware used would eventually be Owen's theme. Man, Owen and Brett, I got to do a future video on that storyline. Doesn't get enough credit. The family feud between those two, just great work by the WWE. And they did an awesome job of slowly building that angle where Owen's getting frustrated with Brett and then turns on him at the Royal Rumble in '94. I thought that was just well done by the WWE. And their match at WrestleMania 10 just stole the show. If you guys have not seen that match, you should look up Brett versus Owen at WrestleMania 10, 1994. Take a look at that match. Other than Shawn and Razor, in my opinion, for that to be the opening match, that match stole the show between Brett and Owen. It was crazy because it's scientific wrestling, but it told a great story. The moves were excellent for, obviously for 1994, but still, just an awesome match. Please go watch that match. Go watch that match. Beautiful storytelling in the ring. Beautiful storytelling. It says he got away from doing pranks to people doing matches. Owen versus Brett beef should have been what HBK and Y2J rivalry was, 2003 and then in 2009. HBK and Y2J is kind of similar to that. It's just the difference is it's a matter of Y2J imitating Shawn Michaels and then becoming his own version of Chris Jericho. That's what that's about. I try to stop being you and I concentrated more on being me. That's what the Y2J Shawn Michaels storyline is more about. But getting back to the Nation of Domination, Owen Hart joins in April of '98 when he turns on Ken Shamrock in a tag team match. Owen was in the Attitude Era, and people forget that when Brett left to go to WCW along with the British Bulldog and Jim Neidhart, Owen really had no direction. So they tried to make this Black Heart gimmick with Owen. And I thought that the Black Heart gimmick would have been something special if the WWE tried to capitalize on it. The problem is there was a segment on Raw where Vince was kind of hinting at Owen that they were going to push him to try to become WWE champion, to give him a push with his new Attitude gimmick. The problem is Owen was saying that he doesn't give 2S 3 stars anyway. Doesn't give an ish about a piece of tin can of a belt. So when he said that, that's when Vince was like, oh, he really doesn't care, so we're not going to really push him. But Owen, that Black Heart gimmick could have really been something in the Attitude Era. So then after that, Owen got kind of lost in the shuffle in the Attitude Era. He had some attitude, but it was like he was a very good to great worker, but that was all it was. And it's like in the Attitude Era, it was like you couldn't just be that, especially with the talent that Owen had, and not be able to thrive. And Owen would have been a dud had it not been for joining the Nation of Domination. And people are saying that I thought that wasn't a good thing. I thought that it was a good thing for Owen to join the Nation of Domination because it gave him a sense of direction. They're going to look at it as, wow, he was the only white guy, to join an all-black group. But I thought it was great. It gave them a new, it gave him a different purpose. Like he had a purpose now that he was with the Nation. And this was led by The Rock and, D'Lo, Mark Henry, and Kama Mustafa. The Rock became the leader after they turned off Farouk. The Nation had a lot of very good matches. I know The Rock and Triple H kind of dominated that in terms of their rivalry for most of pretty much the summer of '98. But the Nation of Domination, when you look at the success that each guy has been able to have, each of these guys were individually successful. Owen was already successful before he joined the Nation, but I'm glad he was there because it gave them a different element that they didn't have before. And then how entertaining The Rock was as being the biggest heel in the company. The Rock was white hot. And the best thing that happened to The Rock was joining this group, changing his style, becoming a heel. It took The Rock to greater heights once he developed a character, once he became The Rock, the people's champion, you can see The Rock's mic skills getting better and better to the point where The Rock was just purely entertainment. And then The Rock just sounded so confident on the mic that it's like he could just make stuff as he goes. That's how good The Rock became. That's how good The Rock is. I haven't seen it before 2010. Y2J should have faced The Undertaker one-on-one where both of them were in their primes. And I'm guessing you're saying for the world title, but the plan was for Shawn to retire, so they ended up having The Undertaker go up against Shawn Michaels for that. So yeah, guys, the Nation of Domination. I want people to share this video, and Ryan, I want you to share it too. Those men in the ring, Kama Mustafa, The Rock, D'Lo Brown, right there, D'Lo, Ron Simmons, Farouk, Mark Henry, and Owen Hart. And I could even say Crush and Savio Vega, Clarence Mason, and the whole crew. They also helped usher in the Attitude Era, along with Stone Cold and along with some of the other superstars I mentioned, Psycho Sid, a.k.a., Sid Vicious, Sid Justice, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Ultimate Warrior. They low-key helped push it in. We could even say HBK. HBK missed the heart of the Attitude Era. He missed the heart of it. When Rock and Triple H were at their peaks, he missed that. Ryan says, I've always wondered why Y2J didn't face The Undertaker but faced everyone else in the business. Did Y2J and Taker have a beef? No, they didn't have a beef. That was really more so creative team. That was more so Vince. I don't know why they didn't have Y2J face Undertaker. I don't know. That might be something that I might have to look deeper into, and that it could even be a discussion for the future. Whenever you decide to come on the panel, and definitely talk about this. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to give a salute and a shout out to the Nation of Domination. Ron Simmons, salute to you. D'Lo Brown, salute. The Rock, salute. AKA Dwayne The Rock Johnson, salute. Obviously, I know about his father, Rocky Johnson, third generation superstar, and also Peter Maivia. So, Black and Samoan family, salute to you. Salute to the Samoans. My man Kama Mustafa, AKA Charles Wright, salute to you. Papa Shango, Kama Mustafa, and the Godfather. Mark Henry, Owen Hart, salute to all you guys. Crush, Savio Vega, all of you guys. And I know that Crush ended up passing away 13 years ago. So again, rest in peace to him. And also I know Savio Vega, I think he wrestled for a while even after he left the WWE in 1998. But even him, he has some charisma himself, Savio. He was a worker too. Doesn't get enough credit, Savio Vega does. But anyway, guys, this has been your boy Lewis, giving you salute to the Nation of Domination. If you guys don't think that they have not been impactful in this business, you are sadly mistaken. This is one of the most influential, underrated, impactful factions in the wrestling business. We already know about Farouk's WCW career with Doom. That was a great, powerful tag team. Oh, I got to talk about Roman Reigns. He's going to come up in a future video of mine as well. So I will be doing that, more wrestling content. But anyway, guys, this has been your boy Lewis with another one. Salute to you guys. Salute to Ryan. Salute to Bucks House Skill Gang that was in here. Again, make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you guys share the video. Make sure you guys, again, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe as well if you're new to the channel. And also make sure to share on your social media outlets. I'll be coming with more wrestling content pretty soon. Make sure to come in tonight, 7:30. We'll be talking about Lakers and Heat NBA Finals preview, and I'll be talking about Doc Rivers getting fired from the Los Angeles Clippers. So, from the Lewis Sports Network, have a wonderful day, everybody. I will see you at 7:30 tonight. Bless up, live, laugh, love. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening to the stream. And as my man Ryan always says, we chat together, we stream together, we're family for life. This is Lewis Sports Network, and y'all know my motto, and I'm gone.
In the lead. That skied out to center field, towering shot. A.J. Pollock going back, that is gone. Big fly for Mike Trout, 2-0 Angels here in the first. Going back to getting a mistake, breaking ball. Got it, Trout, dead center field. Right, Manning's gonna run, he cuts back at the one time for the goal.
behind the back. Switch throw. Oh, what a pass to Anderson.
Hardaway, oh, beautiful dish. Grant with the jam.
The elevation now. Michael's had 2 shots blocked tonight. Hey, Hardaway goes